This is the Zero Hour with Richard RJ Eskow, produced by the We Act Radio Network in Washington, D.C., and broadcasting from the banks of the Anacostia directly into the halls of power. Visit us online at thisisthezerohour.com or at patreon.com/thezerohour. And now, Richard RJ Eskow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Zero Hour. Let's set this up by talking about a couple global trends. It may be a little depressing to start with, but don't worry. We always try to end with uplift around here, so we will try to end with uplift this time around as well. But first, something that needs to be, I think, brought to everyone's attention is the Financial Times Data Watch column pointed out this week. Support for strong leaders, that the kind that used to be called strong men, is on the rise worldwide and has been for the last 20 years. Now, the folks at Data Watch use data from something called the World Value Survey in order to track this. And what they've found is that over the last 20 years, since the mid-1990s, support for a strong authoritarian leader has risen generally worldwide. It tends to rise more quickly in developing nations than in developed nations, but it has also risen, besides rising in countries like India, Turkey, and so on, it has risen in Spain. It has risen in Russia, as might be expected, where that support is very high. And it has risen slightly in Germany, but it has risen by 20 points or so, I believe 10 points, over the last 20 years here in the United States. So to put that into context, that means that those Americans who supported Donald Trump for president with his clear authoritarian appeal represent part of a global trend. Now, why would this be? Why would we see this global trend towards authoritarianism? It could be argued that it is in part a response to globalization, a response to the sense that countries are no longer economically autonomous and that individuals have even less democratic control over their financial fate than they had in decades past. There are certainly those who believe that's a theory. We've also seen an increasing turn, I think deeply connected to globalization and world financialization. We've seen an increasing turn toward the politics of austerity worldwide. Germany, which has a very strong anti-authoritarian tradition in the wake of the Nazi experience and denazification, has risen slightly over this period of time, but Germany has fared rather well under the austerity regime. Spain has fared poorly and has risen more dramatically. Sectors of the U.S. have also fared poorly as well. So it is possible that while many forces are involved, that the increasing domination of the financial sector over the world economy is in fact leading to an increase in authoritarianism. Now, the question is, what do we do about it? That's where the good news portion of this conversation comes in, because, and this is true, people are increasingly aware of the problem of an economy that is highly unequal economically and a democracy that is driven by the oligarchical few. People understand that that's a problem. Now, that can lead to different kinds of misbegotten movements like the Trump movement, but I am firmly of the belief that the opportunity is there to explain to the American people and to explain to people worldwide that the solution to the problems we face now of austerity and of loss of democracy is more democracy. It's not a strong leader. It's not authoritarianism that will save it. It is openness, transparency, democracy, equality, and a movement by the people, of the people, and for the people. That is our way out of this morass, both in the United States and worldwide. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is the Zero Hour.